7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hello, and welcome to Depraved Indifference to Intelligent Life, my weekly little vlog thing that I do here. And today I'd like to talk about cartoons, specifically adult cartoons. Now, I don't mean adult cartoons in the way of X-rated cartoons and porn cartoons. That's not what I'm talking about when I say adult cartoons. I'm talking about animated features that are aimed at a more adult audience. Anime is one that there is a lot of those sort of things, but there are other ones as well. One prime example of which is Wizards, which I covered on Big and Small Screens, the Ralph Bakshi cartoon animated feature, The Lord of the Rings by Ralph Bakshi that did rotoscoping, Fire and Ice, also by Ralph Bakshi. There's Felix the Cat, again, also by Ralph Bakshi. He's done a lot of more adult-oriented cartoons in the day, but there has been others. I believe more recently, Sausage Party was one that was definitely aimed at adults rather than children. But I find a lot of Western adult cartoons tend to be more along the lines of comedic and not along the lines of seriousness, while a lot more anime and Japanese Eastern animated features tend to be, while they tend to definitely have one a lot aimed to children and a lot that are more comedic and whatnot, there tends to be some that are aimed at a more adult audience. One of which in particular is Neon Genesis Evangelion. That one alone has very serious issues and very adult-oriented storytelling going on, even though your main characters are children, because there is this weight of the world on these ones. There's so many others. I've covered a few on Big and Small Screens. Tokyo Grandfathers is another one that is an animated, and there's definitely some comedy to it, but it is an adult aimed animated feature. And I'm curious as to why so many of the adult animation that is out and comes out here in Western culture over the last many, many years, and even today, is aimed more at children, or is aimed more towards being comedic than it is to being serious animation. And I think it has something to do with the fact that for a long time over here in North America, animation and cartoons were considered more for children. Because back when I was growing up, it was all Saturday morning cartoons. Now, granted, there were some on there like Astro Boy, which was definitely a Saturday morning cartoon, but also had some serious issues being tackled with it. But mostly, a lot of it was very much aimed to kids, aimed to children and young teenagers as something to watch. It's Saturday morning cartoons. But as I've grown up, I've noticed that slowly over time, there's been some more adult-oriented ones that have come into play over the years. As I said, Fire and Ice and Wizards, two of which that I've seen. A lot of Hayao Miyazaki's work tends to be more aimed towards adults than children, although they're still perfectly fine for children. There's a lot that can be unpacked there from an adult point of view. And I find a lot of Japanese animation tends to aim a little higher in terms of the age bracket. Tends to be more adult than aimed at kids, where North American is the other way around. They tend to be more aimed at kids than adults. But there's still both on both sides. And I think we're seeing a trend, and we'll be seeing this trend in the future, of adult animation becoming more homogenized across the board, where the adult animation is going to come up to reach the level of the Japanese animation and how it's currently at. And we're going to see more of this stuff. And personally, I think it's a fantastic idea. Not only because I happen to like animation as an art form, but also because animation allows you to tell stories that the current special effects in live action are unable to reproduce. And because you can tell these stories by animating these special effects rather than having them try and recreate them in live action, it opens the door to so many wider possibilities of storytelling. And that, I think, is a fantastic idea. Uh, and I think we should wholeheartedly support this. So anytime you see some more adult-oriented animation, something that's definitely aimed more towards adults, give it your support because it will definitely be a better world of animation when we can get more of that sort of thing. So that's going to be it for this episode of Depraved Indifference. What do you think about this topic? What are your opinions on adult animation? Please let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to tap that like button if you like what I'm doing, and tap that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. Usually try and get at least one or two out a week, if not more. And yeah, throw those comments in the comment section. Let me know. I'm interested to get a discussion on this. This is something I'm quite fascinated with. So please do all that. And until next time, my friends, you all take care, and I'll see you next time.